got a song here. I usually wait until the second set. I used to open my shows with this song, but it's several titles. Jesus in the Insane Asylum, Jesus in the Asylum, various titles. And in New York City, it goes over great. But sometimes I would tour these red states, and I would spend the whole set making up to them after they heard this song, this opening song, because I thought this song would just sort of show them I was a little different. It was a request. I was asked to write a Christmas song by the Roaches, who used to do a nice show at the Bottom Line every year for charities. And they asked Loudon Wainwright and Jack Hardy and myself, their brother, a bunch of us to write Christmas songs. And I just remembered Christmas was Santa Claus. That's what I thought of, and I thought I should put Santa Claus in there. And of course, I remember my mother. She would always say, and Christmas was baby Jesus' birthday. So I wanted a birthday in there. And then my Uncle Norman used to come by about twice a week. He lived across the street, but he'd come by for a beer with my dad. And after about 1 or 3 beers, he'd always say, and he said this every time he visited, well, the way the world is today, if Jesus Christ were around, they'd have to put him in an insane asylum. And so I thought I should put an insane asylum in my song, and here it is. You can sing the chorus if you want to. It's pretty catchy. It was Christmas Eve at the asylum. The inmates were strapped in their beds. One claimed he was Jesus of Nazareth. His friends called him soft in the head. He said his straitjacket was crooked, and their drugs made him feel vertigo. They tell him he hated his mother, 'cause his Rorschach test looked like Van Gogh. You see, Christmas was Jesus' birthday, his favorite day of the year. On Christmas, Jesus got presents. On Christmas, Jesus drank beer. But this year, the government cutbacks had canceled his ice creaming cake. Well, if this is the way they treat Jesus, he might as well jump on the lake. Jesus, happy birthday. May all your wishes come true. Jesus, is there room on your sleigh? I'm just as crazy as you. So Jesus broke out of the asylum in search of the holiest grail. But watching him break out was Judas. It was Judas, that damn tattletale. He reported that Jesus was missing, along with some ice cream and cake, which Jesus just kept subdividing to feed all the ducks in the lake. They gave Jesus his own wanted poster, last seen on a merry-go-round. and they called in the county's best tracker, along with his God-sniffing hounds. They followed his trail to New Orleans, where everyone wore a disguise, and Jesus hung out with musicians, a jazz trio, the three wise guys. Jesus, happy birthday, may all your wishes come true. Jesus, is there room on your sleigh? I'm just as crazy as you. Jesus wanted to talk to his Father, so he climbed up a telephone pole. He lay his head close to the wire, and he asked if there was a loophole. He should have been electrocuted, but he'd been through shock therapy. It would take more than this to kill Jesus, for he'd built up an immunity. Well, they finally caught up with Jesus as he hung on the telephone wire. Oh, they didn't know any better when the sheriff gave the order to fire. But then Santa Claus came from the heavens, just in the Saint Nick of time. He flew Jesus away from this madness. They eat ice cream and cake all the time. Jesus, happy birthday, may all your wishes come true. Jesus, is there room on your sleigh? I'm just as crazy as you. I'm just as crazy as